Here we go.
Can we just read it off for now, just do the...
Oh, wait a minute. I gotta go back and get my list. Okay. Okay.
That's just Red Cross. Got an agenda. I should have one, shouldn't I? That'd have been available. I got it on my phone.
Okay, we'll wait till Tammy gets back. And you got the, here we go. This is it. You got that. Okay, perfect. All right. Wow. Okay, gotcha. Okay. We're going to call this meeting to order. Barren County Fiscal Court, July 18th, 2023 at 9 a.m. Please call roll.
Jeff Potts.
Here.
Derek Pettigo.
Here.
Tim Durham.
Here.
Tim Coomer.
Here.
Marty Kinslow.
Here.
Ronnie Stinson.
Here.
Brad Gross.
Here.
Judge Byrd.
Here. Today the invocation will be led by Brad Gross, District 7 Magistrate.
Heavenly Father, we thank you once again for another opportunity together to conduct business for this community. Lord, we ask you to continue to watch over our first responders, watch over our men and women in the armed forces, Lord. We ask that you continue to bless this community, this state, and this country, because I believe most of all we really need you in our lives right now and in this country. Lord, we just ask your continued blessing as we try to conduct business for the betterment of this community. We ask for your guidance, Lord. These things we ask in your most heavenly name. Amen.
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 Okay, we need to adopt the, do we need to do the adoption of the orders today? That was the additional. I'm going to go ahead and do the pledge before, because the pledge is probably before that, do you not? Okay, we'll do adoption of the orders of the day first before the pledge. So these are the orders of the day. We need to approve the following claims that were not listed in the, that came in after, that we need to make sure they get paid today. We have the Keiko's Workers' Compensation Insurance Bill for $195,912.09. I need a motion and a second.
Make that motion, Judge.
A motion by Mr. Coomer.
Second.
Second by Mr. Durham. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the Governor's Local Issues Conference was $1,050. I need a motion and a second. Motion by Mr. Stinson. Second by Mr. Gross. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. FP Mailing Solutions for $3,000. It's for the mail station downstairs. I need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Motion by Botts, second by Kinslow. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to pay the Glasgow Barren Soccer Cooperative $17,500. It's our commitment that we pay each year. Motion by Gross. Second by Stinson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to pay the Keiko All Lines Fund for insurance. Total is $331,674.75. Do I have a motion and a second?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Durham,
Second.
second by Pettigo. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Okay, if you don't care, would you please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all so much today for attending the fiscal court meeting, and it's been a great July. Getting everything kicked off in the fiscal year. We've had a lot of big things happening with our road department. Basically working endless hours to make sure we can get everybody back on the roads, and a big thank you to our linemen since the last meeting, because we've had a lot of storms that have really put everybody in a little bit of a not normal situation for the summer. So thank you all for everyone that's done that. Today we have to do the approval of minutes, and then we're going to get into some of our special announcements. So I need a motion and a second to approve the June 20th, 2023 minutes.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Coomer,
Second.
second by Mr. Pettigo. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Need to approve the minutes from the June 29th meeting, 2023. I need a motion and a second. Motion by Gross.
Second.
Second by Durham. Is that right? Yeah. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Well, thank you all. We have some special guests in the audience today. We have our first announcement today. We're doing a proclamation of Elmer Lawrence Day, July 22nd, 2023. We're going to proclaim July 22nd, 2023, Elmer Lawrence Day in Barren County, Kentucky. Mr. Lawrence was stationed at the United States Naval Base at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, when the Japanese bombed the base. He, along with 2,402 U.S. personnel, lost their lives on December 5th, 1941. Mr. Lawrence will be laid to rest at Shiloh Baptist Church Cemetery on July 22nd, 2023. And the Barren County Fiscal Court is honored to celebrate Elmer Lawrence's long-awaited return to Barren County, and it is a privilege to present a road sign in his memory also. We will have the road sign put up before the funeral this Saturday, and we'd like to present that to you today so you can see that. We'll do a picture also with the proclamation with the family if you all would like to come up here. Okay? Okay. Magistrates, if you all would like to join in. Okay, they just get to it. Okay, they got to say it. Okay. Yeah, and if you all would like to say anything, would you like to say anything before, or y'all?
We just want to thank y'all.
Okay.
Hey, Chris.
We just want to say that at the end.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Let's do a picture really quick. Oh, they're going. Okay, you're gonna make it. Yeah, let's all go over there. Yeah. You all stay right there, and then we'll have people kind of line up behind. That might be the easiest way to do it. We bring the proclamation around.
Nice to see y'all on that.
There's your city. Yep, and they're gonna have to put it up, and so you don't care if you know that. We're gonna put it close as we can to the church so people will see it. Yes, right, right, yes, okay. Here's your proclamation also. Okay, go ahead. Good. Thank you. Thank y'all so much for coming. Storage. For sure. You going up here? So we can go to my church. Thank you all again. Yes, yes. And I'm gonna try the one Saturday, okay? Yes, for sure.
We have a cousin in our family that would really like to have been here today because of health issues. He couldn't, so he asked me if I'd do a little past history that he'd wrote up. I don't want to bore y'all, but I'd like to read this if you don't mind. The following is from Ted McDuffie, which is cousin to Elmer. I am a cousin of Elmer Patterson Lawrence, born August 1916, and a third cousin to Howard Scott Majors, born November 3rd. And also, Elmer and Howard are third cousins. Our common ancestor is Samuel Morris Bishop, born March 2nd, 1814. Having turned 9 years old the day before Pearl Harbor was attacked, I do remember the very day very vividly. We didn't receive the news of Elmer's death until much later by letter, as we lived in Anderson, Indiana. My mother, Orbell Lawrence McDuffie, born April 16, 1905, being Elmer's aunt and babysitter, she would have been between 11 and 16 at the time she babysat, as we was in Indianapolis, then 17. I remember Mother telling me he was an all boy. She loved him dearly. From the time Elmer could walk, he wanted to follow his pappy, grandfather, Thomas Newton Lawrence, everywhere he went. Seemed to get Elmer in trouble. Here'd come Pappy back to the house with him. That's when he was little. Mother also told me about his obsession with playing with mud puddles and tracking the mud back in the house, upsetting Mammy Lawrence, she was a bishop. I personally have so many cousins I remember from the Lawrence side of my family. His dad would take Mother and us kids to visit Mammy and Pappy, which was Red Cross, Kentucky, leaving us a week or so in the summer. So many great memories. At one time, I remember Elmer, that really stands out, was in 1941. He was home on leave. He was in his Navy uniform and had his girlfriend, Marie Copas, from Park City, with him. They were going to a party in his honor. I was in awe of them, and their impression they left with me still stands firm in my memory.
Thank you.
As a final word, I'd like to also state, I'm Chris Lawrence, Bernard's son. On behalf of the entire family of Elmer Lawrence, we greatly appreciate the Barren Fiscal Court issuing this proclamation in his honor. We also want to thank all those involved in the efforts to the family to bring Elmer Lawrence home. He and many others have given this ultimate sacrifice for our freedom today. And thank you all so much. Again.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming and being here today. Okay, we'll lead on into the reports today. Public officials report. County Judge Executive need to approve the county monthly financial report for June 2023, which is subject to audit. I need a motion and a second.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Kinslow. Second by Coomer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the county quarterly report for April the 1st through June 20th, 2023.
So moved.
Okay, Mr. Coomer.
Second.
Second by Pettigo. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the county attorney monthly settlement report for June 2023. I need a motion and a second.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Durham.
Second?
Second by Botts. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the second quarterly report for April 1st through June 30th, 2023, subject to audit for the county clerk.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Pettigo.
Second.
Second by Durham. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Sheriff's report. Need to approve the sheriff's quarterly report for April 1st through June 20th, 2023, subject to audit.
So moved.
Motion by Coomer. Second by Gross. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the sheriff fee settlement for June 2023, subject to audit. Need a motion and a second.
Motion?
Motion by Botts.
Second.
Second by Coomer. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to acknowledge the receipt of report of the audit of the Barren County Sheriff's settlement for 2021 taxes for the period of April 16, 2021 through August 31st, 2022. There is no motion that needs to be made for this. We just need to acknowledge the report. You all should have each a copy of this. Okay. Into the reports. Okay, is Mr. Gibson here today? He's not here today, okay? So the next one will be the county clerk. She was just here. I know she was. Oh, there she is. Sorry, you're right. I can see. Okay, gotcha. Helena, please.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
How are y'all?
Good.
Good. All right. Well, so basically for the month of June, I just wanted to let you know that we turned over in excess fees just over $116,000 to y'all. So we're trying to help keep the lights on. It's kind of been a slower time downstairs. If you were here yesterday, though, we did get a little backed up, which was nice to see. People are buying cars again and trading cars a lot. So lots of fun things going on downstairs. The ladies are taking their summer vacations, so we're a little short-staffed, but everything seems to be working great. We are still on track with our budget. We've brought in like 53% of our projected fees, and we're halfway through the year. So do y'all have any questions? I know, Marty, I know. I love to see it. Any questions for me? No?
I'd just like to commend your staff. I've had more business than usual down there this month, and they're very well at their job.
They're awesome. Couldn't do what we do without them. They're definitely a blessing to our community, and I love to see them smiling and do what I can to try to keep them happy. So if y'all need us, let us know, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, Road Department.
Well, good morning, Court. Kind of got a two-part deal this month. We've been busy still mowing right-of-ways. We're on the last section of the second cycle in District 3. Storm cleanup, trees, this time flooding issues, which we didn't have last time. Replacing tiles, we've been pothole patching, grader patching, fixing washed out areas, measuring cross tiles from replacement. A bunch have popped up since these storms. Been running a boom tractor, trying to keep these limbs pushed back off the roads. Ditching shoulder work due from the flooding. Okay, second part of this is like an every 3-month deal. I'm getting hit with a storm. Here we go. June 25th, we started clearing the roads. Was hit with a couple more storms since then, damage, and I can't thank the volunteer fire departments enough. Without them, we're a small crew. We're 13, I should say a small team down there, 13 people, and they've helped us tremendously through these storms. July 2nd, we get hit with another storm, which involved washing a tile out, and I think we got some slides up here. On Milburn Taylor Road, washed a 60-inch by 60-foot long tile out. That's what we had to deal with. Of course, it was a holiday. Places are closed. You know, quarries are closed. We managed to get a hold of 3 local community members with dump trucks. Short notice, they hauled rock for us. And like to thank them 3. And we had a local quarry open up to get us rock. And within 12 and a half hours, we had this put back to where it was passable again. So, and then on July 5th, I got to give thanks again. Both local quarries started delivering rocks, some first thing to the road department, some to washed out spots in the county. I mean, and just appreciate that. And like I say, the team I got down there, boy, they've been through a lot, and they just keep stepping up every time. But any questions?
No, just I think y'all done a wonderful job. I've gotten this praise from people calling in saying thank you, and I do. I think that, and honestly, I think for the magistrates too, their concerns. I feel like you've addressed those.
We've been trying to get them as quick as we can, and we keep finding more spots, but we're trying to get them fixed. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Okay. Next up will be the jail. Mr. Shirley.
Morning, Board.
Morning.
Last month, we took in $5,142.33 in admin fees, $35 in check writing fees, $5,168.06 in housing fees, $282.39 in jail bond fees, $1,760.05 in medical fees, $927.34 in nurse fees, $540.25 in prescription copays, for a total fees collected of $12,388.03. We booked in 292 people, and we released 316. And then our crews, through our work programs, for the month of June, they traveled 93.3 miles, picked up 540 bags of trash, 5 tires, 2 wildlife. They worked a total of 5,216 inmate hours and had 53 workers. To year to date, or up to June, they've already traveled 1,117 miles. They picked up 7,452 bags of trash, 291 tires, 73 wildlife. They have worked 36,752 hours. At $15 an hour, they have saved the county at the moment $551,280. Any questions for me? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much. Okay, next up, Parks and Rec Department.
Good morning, Judge, Court.
Good morning.
My name is Missy, and I'm with Parks and Rec. Chris is on vacation, getting engaged, so bear with me. This is my first time. We have partnered with the Barren County Family YMCA, and just yesterday we partnered with Special Olympics excuse me, to help facilitate them through their T-ball program. They will be using our fields for practice and games. All games and practices are set up on Tuesdays and Thursdays to help get revenue to the park. Our Babe Ruth 13-15 League has officially begun. Games are being played every Tuesday and Thursday. They will run through August the 8th. June 29th through July 2nd, our 8U and 10U Girls Softball All-Stars traveled to Louisville, Kentucky to compete in the Ohio Valley Regional Tournament at Fern Creek Park. Both age groups competed well with multiple wins and represented Barren County very well. Our 8U boys team played in the state tournament in Owensboro, Kentucky on July the 5th through the 9th and lost in their championship game. They advanced on to Ohio Valley Region tournament in Louisville, and I think they finished 5th. The boys 10U All-Star team competed in Warren County June 23rd through June 27th and placed 2nd in the district tournament. They advanced to the state tournament in Greensburg, Kentucky, July 5th through 9th, and eventually lost in the quarterfinals. The 12U boys competed and won the Babe Ruth District 6 tournament in Scottsville, Kentucky at the Fred Hale Park. They advanced on to Kel Ripken Western State tournament, and proud to announce that they won the state tournament. Our very own magistrate, Derek Pettigo, helped coach that team. So congratulations.
Yeah.
They advanced to the Ohio Valley Regional Tournament in Indiana. Again, congratulations to the players and coaches on the state championship. All of our boys division competed and represented our league and county with class. We are finalizing the details of the 2023 fall season. As soon as signups are available, they will be posted on our website and our Facebook page. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, nothing too. Thank you for working with the Special Olympics too and be able to offer them a field to practice on. So they were very thankful. That's awesome. Okay, Sheriff's report.
Well, good morning, Court.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hope everyone's well. Not a lot of changes in my world. We're running about 1,217 calls for the month of June. Traffic's up a little bit because it's the summertime. Our traffic stops, actually, are the highest number for the past month. We've got our SROs out on the road. You guys bought a few radar units for me, so we're trying to answer those calls for speeders in some of the communities. Trying to catch up, got a lot of calls, but going pretty well. Obviously, we're in our lake round season that we contract with the Army Corps, patrol all the campgrounds and boat ramps in Barren County, so that's generated a few more complaints for us. As the judge knows, we got through the fireworks show, if any of you were there. I think with very few injuries, Marcus, is that right? Got traffic out pretty much on time. I think we closed our intersection, or reopened it in that case, about 11 o'clock that night, so went pretty well.
Yeah.
For a rainy 4th of July. So, other than that, that's about normal for us, Court.
Yeah, it was great seeing our very own sheriff out there that night. It was awesome.
Well,
yeah.
we've been a little short-handed. I have to get out at night sometimes. So.
Well, it was, I mean, I'm telling you, I think it was the smoothest ran fireworks show we've ever had, and that's thank you to the emergency management and to your all's offices, too. I mean, it was literally, like, flawless.
We had an accident, a skateboarder fell, and the ambulance was never good.
Yeah.
I didn't know about the skateboard thing, so we don't usually get reports on that. But
no, but getting out of the park was easy. I mean, it was so easy. So, but anyway, thank you all for that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, next up will be the Budget Committee. Their meeting was canceled for that one, so do you want to say anything, Ronnie? No, not Ronnie, sorry, it's Marty on that one.
Nothing.
Okay. Building and Property Committee, Mr. Botts.
Yes, we had our meeting this morning at 8 a.m. Tim Coomer, Ronnie Stinson, and myself attended, and the judge and a couple of the media was in there present. We had a line item of architectural proposal for Agricultural Expo Center and Sports Complex. We went through these proposals, our committee and each member, and just got some informational only this morning. We're not going to present anything to the court as far as any kind of approval, just information only. I'll let the judge just comment on a couple of these items of what's coming up, and I wanted the court to get just a little bit more information before we go further with this proposals.
Yes, so basically the Ag Expo Center is a project that was basically created in 2004 by in a Cave City area. When I first got in office, the mayor came to my office, and they're wanting to pursue that opportunity again for that area. They already have the plans, but this architectural firm would have to actually go back in and redesign, not redesign, but kind of put it to 2023. Some things have changed in the last, since 2004. And just show people how that project would look on that property there, and just more about kind of going after some federal and state funding for those projects to see what we could potentially get if we were to get an opportunity to do those projects. But in between, we just got the architectural information of costs and stuff like that, but I'd like to talk to the cities before, like Cave City, to see if we could kind of partner up on the design part of that. Because it would be more with the city of Cave City and Barren County together. So, but we're hoping for the Ag Expo Center to be a regional opportunity for Hart County, Barren County, and Edmonson County. The amount of business it could bring in by hosting events over there through Ag, not just Ag, but other events, would be huge for that area. And I know that people in that community really want something like that to come to that area. The other opportunity is the sports complex that's on there. I've talked to the magistrates about this, just talking about it, but now we're really trying to see what can really happen with it and what kind of money we can get from a state and federal perspective for something like that. I do think that Barren County can support and handle a sports complex indoor here. I think it'd be great for all of our school systems, Glasgow, Barren County, Caverna, to have that. I think it's great for kids to be involved. We could offer so many more opportunities for kids through leagues, through volleyball leagues, basketball leagues, tennis leagues. I mean, there's tons of opportunities for baseball training in this facility that we're looking at, but you've got to start the conversation before these things ever come to fruition, and that's what we're doing. We're starting the conversation and seeing about the true cost, and like I said, we're just going to see what we could get from a federal and a state funding before any of these ideas are ever really presented in regards to if we were to do them from a county perspective and what our involvement would be. So we do have a lot of private investors that are interested in these projects as well.
Okay, thank you. I would ask if during this month, maybe Marty, you're the chairman of the finance, at maybe our next meeting that we would bring this back up in the finance, and then / my meeting next month, we can keep aggressively looking at this and So I'd ask maybe that would be on your agenda, Marty. The other business that we talked about were updates on, of course, everybody knows that we're in the process of the U.S. Bank. We got some updates. Roof, we had asked a company to come and just to double check the roof company that put the roof on, that if it was a good quality job. So that passed inspection. And we're just waiting on a few other, I think Tim Durham had asked one of the masons to make sure that there's no leaks that they see from during this process. So we want to make sure before we get a final closing that everything's buttoned up and no leaks, and we don't have to deal with any of that storm damage. Garland updated us a little bit on emergency management. If there was any leaks down there, he said he hasn't seen any, but the sheriff may have seen one. So we're going to keep an eye on this next storm that comes through and make sure that the roof is 100% not leaking. And then inside, we've got Chad Carroll is looking at some drawings of potential, our next step there to look at in the future of the sheriff, coroner / a couple other people may be wanting to come in and put offices in there. So that's where we're at on our property meeting this morning. So that's all I've got, Judge.
Thank you. Okay, the next one is Emergency Management Solid Waste Committee. That was canceled, sorry. Do you want to say anything, Mr. Stinson?
I don't think, just make everybody aware that their solid waste activity report is in their packet.
Yes. Okay, the jail committee was canceled. Do you want to say, we do need to bring something up during that, Mr. Durham?
Yeah. Jailer Shirley's been working very hard on the last month or maybe longer for a van. It couldn't have come at a better time because it does have one van down now. Not sure if it's going to be injectors or what it is. And when he's got one van out now, another crew can't be working. So he is located, talked with each one of the committee members individually and the judge, and he has found a 2017 Chevy Ton van, and it does come from Hart County Fiscal Court. They had bought two vans at one time, thinking, the way I understand it, and please let me know if I'm wrong, Judge Jailer, sure. Let me know. But the way I understood it is he's got, they bought the two vans, and one of them they didn't need anymore because it didn't work out what they was going to do with these vans. So they've got one that's got an extra steel transport insert, which is now, at the time, they give $20,000 to put this insert in the van. I think now if you bought it, it would cost around $25,000 at the least. So they've offered this van to us with, like I said, it's got 20,526 miles on it. It is a 2017. It's really the only negative thing about it, but it's still a great van. And they've offered to sell us that at $45,000. And there again, remember the $20,000 cage, and that allows him to transport ladies and men both at the same time. Or before, with any vans they had, you had to take one or the other. So this is a great opportunity that I feel to go out and get this van that's needed at this time for a very reasonable price at no cost to the taxpayers. It is coming out of his commissary, and I want to make that clear. So it's a good opportunity. I'd like to hear a motion on that.
Okay. So you're making the motion then, Mr. Durham?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so motion's made by Mr. Durham to approve the purchase of the van for the jail at $45,000 to be made to the Hart County Jail. Is that correct? Hart County Canteen. Okay, make sure you write that down so we know it on check writing. Okay. Do I have a second? Mr. Kramer, seconded. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Is that it, Mr. Durham?
That's it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next up, Parks and Rec Committee. And Mr. Petty, go.
Park and Rec Committee met yesterday, Monday, July 17th at 10 a.m. We discussed field treatment at Jackie Browning Park on field number 2 and 3.
Okay, so basically, we got those estimates from the meeting yesterday. Can you,
When we have a little bit of rain, we have to cancel games because field 2 and 3 are not treated with a treatment called Safe Coat. So we could have had games on 1 and 2. We could have had games if all 4 fields were treated with Safe Coat. So we have an estimate to treat field 2 and 3 for $10,704. This estimate went up from 2 months ago at $8,120.
Is that both or?
Both fields, both 2 and 3.
and so field 1 and 4 already have these on?
Yes.
And field 2 and 3 are the ones we're treating?
Yes. We
For
could get more games
10,000.
in. Yes,
So-
$10,704.
So, Mr. Pettigo, do you want to make a motion?
Wait, but,
I'm
hey,
sorry.
Judge,
Go ahead. Well, can we make the motion in a second to
Yeah,
discuss?
Discussion.
Yeah, so I need you to make a motion in a second before we can discuss.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, Mr. Pettigo makes a motion for the
I'll
treatment.
second it.
Okay, and Mr. Gross seconded for the treatment of the fields 2 and 3 at $10,704. Okay, now we can discuss. Okay.
Okay, there's also a bid for $4,975 to remove the lips on those 2 fields and to laser grade both of them and the softball field,
Okay.
which I believe if we're going to do this to the fields, we've got to include that in the bid also, which would bring the total of the bid to $15,679 to take care of all 3 fields.
Okay, so we've got a motion right now for the 10,000, so we'll do another motion for the additional 4 after. Does that make sense?
I can make an amendment to the motion.
Can you make an amendment? Can we do that? Okay, let's make an amendment to the motion then, to add the laser grade. And what was the total again?
I make an amendment to the motion to include the removing the lips, which is it's a Parlane Outdoor Solutions quote of $4,975 to remove the lips on the softball field and the 2 back fields with laser grading before we add the top coat or safe coat or diamond select, which will bring the total to $15,679, which I believe is in the budget for field maintenance.
It is.
Second, did he make the motion?
Well, he's just making an amendment to the original motion. Making sure I'm doing this right. Okay. We've got a motion and a second and an amendment to that. Okay. So then we need to vote. You go ahead.
Okay, I've got a question. What percentage of the year, as far as games on these fields, are we right now? Or can you give me a number of how many games are yet to be played?
Our
year?
spring season's complete. We made up games, which put us behind in getting all-star practices in. It made our season longer. Is that correct, Eric? Because we did make up games.
So you actually didn't lose any games, but you had to make them all up. So, but we got how many more months of games there?
We will start back the end of August and end in the middle of October.
August up.
But we're having games now. We're having 13, 15, but they're on our best field.
Yeah. Does anybody know how long this treatment is going to be effective?
Didn't 2 years, Chris said, Brad, 2 years?
Yeah, Chris, it's 2 years. It usually works up to 2 years, is what he said.
Okay, because what I was getting at, I didn't want to do it right now for half a year, and then next spring, we would have to do it over again. That's why I wanted to know, how long is this going to last?
1 and 2 will eventually need it again, but they don't need it yet.
Squire Kinslow, once it's top dressed, if I understand correctly, we may have to go back every couple of years and put a top level like field conditioner on top of it to keep it in play.
But not
Not,
do it.
not continuously every year, no.
Mr. Jennings that's the reason he's requesting a bin down at the parks where he can store it and then put it on as needed, the way I understand it, in the future. Now, that's not, I don't think something that's come up now, but it will have to continuously be treated a little at a time, to keep this going.
Any more discussion? We can do a roll call vote on that to approve the purchase, or to approve the maintenance total of $15,679. Vote on the amendment first? Okay. So we're voting on the amendment first. So right now you're voting on the amendment of the motion. Okay. We did, it was gross. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so vote on the amendment to that motion.
Okay. Jeff Botts,
Yes.
Derek Pettigo,
Yes.
Tim Durham,
Yes.
Tim Coomer,
Yes.
Marty Kinslow,
Yes.
Ronnie Stinson,
Yes.
Brad Gross.
Yes.
Okay, so we vote on the amendment, now do we vote again for the total? Okay, so now we're gonna vote again for the total, which would,
Approve the amount.
to approve the total amount, which is $15,679. Okay, roll call vote.
Derek Pettigo,
Yes.
Tim Durham,
Yes.
Tim Coomer,
Yes.
Marty Kinslow,
Yes.
Ronnie Stinson,
Yes.
Brad Gross,
Yes.
Jeff Botts.
Yes.
Okay, so that passed. Yes, and the other thing that we need to bring up, to go ahead, if do you have any more, Derek, or she was gonna bring up about the soccer complex purchase, because we do need to run that through this one, so I can issue a check. Do you want her to do that, or you got it?
Yeah.
Okay, let her do it?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So we met with Laura Mahung, who runs the soccer complex. We will be our concessions. We will be taking over that through Barren County Parks and Rec to generate revenue for our soccer field. So she had some items that she would like to sell out of her concession stand. What we would like to purchase is a 14.8 cubic feet deep freezer for $200, a 2-level food display warming case at $300, hot dog steamer at $350, and popcorn kits at $99.96. There's 68 of them at $1.47 a piece. So that total is $949.96.
I'll need a copy of that.
Yes, and the check will be written to Laura Mahung.
Mahung.
Sorry.
M.
I got it.
Okay. M-A-H-U-N-G.
Yep.
Laura. It was 9,
What was the total again?
$949.96.
So Derek, I need somebody to make a motion for that.
I'll make the motion to purchase the equipment for $949.96.
Okay,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Durham. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion carries. Anything else, Mr. Pettigo?
Yes, we discussed the renovations at Red Cross Field.
Well, either one, yeah, we got the estimates back last night. I think we need to kind of sit and talk on that one a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna vote on anything like that today. Anything else?
That's all I have.
All right, good to go. Transportation Committee, Mr. Cameron.
Yes, the Transportation Committee met yesterday morning at the Road Department. First item of business was, we're looking at actually extending our salt storage. We've been in some situations in the past where we've ran really short. We're getting some estimates on a 32 by 30 storage bin for our salt, which would be like 10-foot concrete walls with a hoop barn type covering on it, and we're waiting on those estimates. We discussed buying and leasing of trucks, no action taken on that. The other thing we discussed that's pretty important for the county is ordinance and regulations on installing road tiles. It seems like in the county we're having some contractors that are, and maybe some homeowners are going in on their own accord and deciding where they want their road tiles, if they want a road tile, not putting in road tiles where they should be or improperly installing them. So what they're doing when they're not putting in road tiles to correct places is causing erosion of the road, problems for residents down the road from washout. So what we're trying to do, and it's going to take a while with the help of the county attorney, trying to come up with an ordinance where we will actually have to have a permit to make sure that this is getting done. Before they receive their building permit, they're going to have to go through the county road department and making sure that they do this properly. I know that's another regulation that a lot of people don't like, but it's, in the long run, it's costing the taxpayers a lot more money when they're washing the roads out and other people, so it's just something else that we have to have some kind of control on. So that's pretty much all the transportation. So there's no action that needs to be taken on anything.
We have no old business. New business. Need to approve the payment of claims as presented. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Motion by Coomer.
Second.
Which one got it? I think it was maybe Pettigo. Second by Pettigo. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion, all opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the transfer of funds. I need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Motion by Botts.
Second.
Second by Durham. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we need to do the second reading of the reapportionment ordinance number 681.
I think that should be 861.
Is it 861?
Oh, no,
Back.
No, I don't know.
Is it 681 or is it 861?
Says eight.
I've got it one on the last one on the other. I don't know. I'll have to look.
Do you remember the ordinance, Helena?
No, she's never seen it.
Okay, you haven't seen it, okay. So we've got to make sure that's right. Which one is it?
I'll have to go look.
Yep. 1 second on that one.
She said
Reapportionment. We're just gonna make sure it's right before we do it.
You know, okay, that's something may be coming up.
We've sent them everything. When we've sent them everything, I just don't know why they haven't.
Oh, no, just what Mandy's going to check.
Mhm.
She says every day.
We decided.
We went out there and did all the paperwork. She and I did at the high school bank.
She's got to sit there where she's on the line banking. She's got to get something.
Mhm.
681.
Okay. So the second reading of the reapportionment ordinance, it's number 681. So we're doing the second reading. This is for the reapportionment. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Motion by Coomer,
Second.
second by Kinslow. Any discussion? Okay, we'll do a roll call vote on this since it's the second reading.
Tim Durham,
Yes.
Tim Coomer,
Yes.
Marty Kinslow,
Yes.
Ronnie Stinson,
Yes.
Brad Gross,
Yes.
Jeff Bott,
Yes.
Derek Pettigo.
Yes.
That's done. Motion carries. Need to approve the payment we've already, well, this is the same thing we've already approved. We approved that in this.
What?
We did that in the orders of the day.
Okay.
So we've already approved the payment of the CAECO All Lines Fund. So, oh yeah, sorry, acknowledgement, receipt, and approve personnel actions. I need a motion and a second for that. Motion and second. I can explain after you do the motion and
So
second.
moved.
Motion by Coomer,
Second.
second by, was that Gross? Second by Gross. Did you get that?
Who made the
Motion by Coomer, second by Gross.
Got Brad.
Okay. Basically, this Minnie Bullock, she works here in the office 3 days a week. She was paid for by a grant through the Workforce Development Grant, and the grant ends this month, middle of the month, and so she's done an excellent job. I think she's been a great addition to the office, and we have her in the budget for that. So, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We do not need to approve the payment of the CAECO All Lines because we approved that in the orders of the day. So,
And I should have not listed them too.
yep.
Anyway.
Okay. So that one we're not doing on that one, and the workers' comp number you have different on the insurance here. So it's,
That was the one we paid, it's supposed to be, it's probably because it's a 1% discount.
okay, so you get a 1% discount, so the payment we're paying those the $195,912.09. Okay. So we've done both of those already. Okay, do you need to approve the opening of the South Cooper Project Bank account? I need a motion and a second. Motion by Gross. Second by Stinson. Any discussion?
I guess I was confused. I was thinking we'd done that earlier, so this is not a
Right, we did
different-
Chapacha.
Okay.
Yeah, we have Chapacha Park. This is South Cooper, and they need it, basically, they need it pretty quick. Yeah,
Thank you.
they've been riding me pretty hard on it. It's for economic development, so. So any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to acknowledge the receipt of Barren County Library 2023 budget. We will not vote on this, but if you would like to speak, you can. This is your time to speak.
I'm just here to answer any questions you all might have about the budget. I feel like it's laid out pretty clearly, but if there's anything that you would like to know.
It's basically the same.
Yeah, it's roughly the same. Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you. Sure you don't think you sure? Hey, that was easy. Okay, thank you. Okay, we need to approve the contract with the line service for Barren County Courthouse, the annual maintenance of $7,884 from August 1st to July 21st, 2024, to be reimbursed by the AOC. I need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Motion by Botts.
Second.
Second by Coomer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Any closing remarks? Anybody have anything that's coming up that needs to be noted before? We will have a special called meeting. That's what I'm dealing with right now. In probably that first week in August. Just is anybody going out of town? I've got everybody in the same room that first week in August. Magistrates. Okay. Any conflicts that week I need to avoid? Okay. Okay, we'll have to set a meeting then for that week. I'll let you know exactly. I'm hearing back from for the closing on that. So, is there anything else? Trying to think of anything else this weekend we've got coming up. Oh, we have concert in Park City Thursday night, if anybody would like to come. There's a great band playing, High Fidelity, and let's go out and support Park City. And they're really trying out there, so I really think we should support them as much as possible. So, any other announcements? Beach Fest this week at Barren River Lake. Beach Fest is July 22nd. It's a great time, and again, I think you should support. Anything else? Yes. Okay.
Could you step up to the mic? I'm sorry, I can't. Can you step up to the mic? I'm sorry, I can't.
I'm Cliff Weedman from out at 88 Community, and they put the new road, they opened the new road out there on the 15th of June. I was wanting to make sure that you guys were addressed. I've talked to Tim Durham already. We're kind of in limbo now what the county's going to do. Of course, the state's wanting the county to adopt the old road. So we're kind of like, if there's a problem out there or an accident or something, who do we call? Because we've always been told, well, that's a state highway, you need to call the state police. And then kind of thing like that.
Sheriff, could you mind commenting that? I don't think that's true, but.
If I understood his question or his statement right, if there's an accident, the county will respond to all accidents.
Yeah.
The sheriff's department will respond to all accidents in the county. Now, many times state road decisions or questions comes up with some type of maintenance or problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of where we're at now, especially with the physical road, because I don't know if you guys, I think you're aware of it, but there hasn't been anything officially proposed or negotiated with yet.
I think one thing we want to make sure, I'm not saying we're going to adopt it or we're not, but the number one thing is, if we're going to make sure the maintenance, the bridge has been inspected. It's supposedly good for at least another 20 years, they're telling us. There's pluses and minuses. Of course, that gives us more road to take care of. The state, if the state maintains it, I don't think you'll see any less problems with your road than it would be the county. So, I mean, it's something we're just going to have to, we've got a little more time to discuss. I mean, your residents, do y'all have a preference of, are you just afraid if the state keeps it that it's not going to be?
We just don't really know, and I've had several people approach me because I know the road came through my property, so they know I've been in conversation with the state, so they asked me. I said, well, let's go to the court meeting today and see if you guys are aware of it. Another thing, maybe 911, are they aware of? Do they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know when you go on Google Maps and you put the addresses in, they're off out there quite a bit, like several blocks.
I can check with
I think after the completion, the BITS department will probably update all those addresses.
Well, they did where they put the two connectors in. They do have that asphalted now, so they took care of that. But there's still no signs or anything, and I don't know who's going to be responsible for putting the signs up.
There could be a road change.
There's no sign that says 88 this way. I've had people come to visit, and they're going, I don't know how to get to your house.
I went and looked at it. He called very concerned. I really appreciate him coming in this morning. But it was a concern, and it still is. But I understand everything you're speaking of. And
yeah, it was a mess there for a while.
They just drive through there, and it was, you don't, and people that, that live there all their life don't pay attention to it.
Yeah,
but you're a stranger going through there at one time when it first opened. You was in confusion.
Yeah, that's what I say. If somebody was working second shift and they left the house at 1 o'clock and came back in the middle of the night, they wouldn't be able to find their way home. Because it opened like 6:30 at night.
I hope we have some answers for these.
Just want to make sure you guys are aware of it and somebody is working on it or trying to get some answers.
Well, as of right now, it's a state road until we decide as a county if we're going to adopt it. So that, I mean, and Joe Plunk and them, they're not going to, I don't think, push it aside, but it is still a state road until we adopt it. So.
I just want to make sure of safety
Yep.
concerns. That
For sure.
Stuff, ambulances and everything knows about it.
Yes, we will. We'll make sure. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, do we need a motion? We need a motion and a second. Anyone else? Okay, we need a motion and a second for the, to close the meeting. Okay, motion by Mr. Durham,
Second.
second by Mr. Coomer. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting adjourned.